um 218 2025/13 because the spirit asked me to say that, and it's 8 o'clock a.m. Now, like I told you, I'm late for work, but I can't walk out the door because I must tell this too. Now I'm in the bathroom, and then all of a sudden, like my sister said, I get these uploads, and it's about movies. Now, in our dementive sleeping state, we have no clue what's going on around us. We don't know. So we tend to we go on with our normal lives because we don't know what's going on around us. But they make these movies, right? So when they make these movies, they put these things in the movies. But you are in a state where you don't know what's going on because you're in a stupor. So you don't know. But they put it in movies and they put it on the TV, or if you go and spend some money to watch a certain movie at a certain time. Now they put these movies out here and they advertise them, and we go watch these movies. And some of us, we don't know why we're going to watch it. It just seems like it's going to be a good movie. So we go get the popcorn and the soda, whatever we're going to do, and we watch these movies. Now, these folks know the things that we have lost, like the universal laws and things of that nature. How to 86 their asses away from things so that shit don't affect them. It would always come back to you. See, they know what the fuck to do because they got our shit. And they say, okay, this movie is coming out, this show is coming out, but they're telling you a story, but you don't know because you're oblivious. You just in a stupor. You don't know anything. How can you blame somebody for something that they don't know? You just ignorant. You sleeping. You can't be blamed for that. So your justice is coming. Everybody's justice is coming. Shit is going to happen because of the shit that they have done. Now, there are some of us that don't go to movies. We don't watch the freaking TV. We don't know what the fuck going on. But the other ones that keep running to these movies and they tell you go look at these movies, which is fine. You can do whatever you want to, but I'm just telling you what is being told to me. So you go to these movies, unless somebody directs you and they say, go look at such and such movie, it tells you something. It's explaining to you. Those are the ones that's trying to tell you the messages in this movie. So if they're going to prompt you to tell you these messages in this movie, sure, go look at it. Because somebody just told you what the fuck is going on. But for the ones that don't know, like somebody like me, I don't go to movies like that. I'm not going to go sit down and look at no movie when I don't know what the fuck is going on with that movie. Because once I look at that movie, I sat my ass down there. I done brought my popcorn, and I done brought my juju bees, and I done got my shit, and I'm sitting there, even if I got to smuggle some stuff. You know how we used to do, because we didn't want to pay for stuff. The woman go get a big old pocketbook, and we smuggle our stuff in there and sit down, and we watching this movie. I don't know what's happening, but I sat there, and I let my eyes see that thing, and I put it in my mind. I gave them permission. I just signed off and gave them a consent. Yeah, I know what's going on because I saw that movie. In reality, I really don't know what's going on. I don't go to no movies. I ain't going to none. That's why when they put these movies out there, they advertise that thing. They tell you to go look at this movie, go look at that movie. We flock to that thing in drones of people. We just signed off on some shit that we don't even know what the hell we looking at. We don't. Now, for those brothers and sisters that's breaking that stuff down for you and telling you that movie meant so and so, it said this, it said that. Go watch the movie and write some shit. They'll tell you what to look for. But if you go to that movie, you don't know what you doing. Like me, I'll run to a movie thinking I know something. I don't go to no fucking movies. I don't want to watch your new shows because you got some shit up in there that I'm oblivious to the fact I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. Because that's not where my mind is to go look at no movies and sit down and figure out what the hell is going on. I can see some stuff now because somebody told me to. I watch my brother Adair, and he tells you, go look at this movie. So and so and so. That's a good movie to look at. Or one of the brothers and sisters will put in a comment, such and such and such. Go look at something. Go look at this. Just like when I think it was a sister, when I had put that video out there about well, I think it was yesterday, about the AEIOU and stuff like that. and she said she mentioned what's his name, Peele, um Jordan Peele. And when she mentioned that, I went to look at that. She told me what the hell to look for. If I would have looked at that movie on my own, I wouldn't have knew what the fuck I was looking at. But because she said that, I knew what I knew. And when she said it, as soon as it came on, I said, oh, okay. Now I know what this movie is about because she told that to me. She said that reminded her of that. So she said the mother put that in her mind. So she said, mother put it there. I went and I looked at it and I saw that we were changing. And it was something about us when I put that there. I saw that because she told that to me. Now, had I just physically said, okay, let me go look at that, I wouldn't have knew what the hell I was looking at. But because she gave it to me, I knew what because she said so, and that's my sister, I knew what the hell she was talking about because we connected as one. So she said that, so that connected to me, and I sat there and I just laughed. Because if you're going to tell me something that comes from a person that has mother's blood, which is her children, so we're connected. So you're going to say, Sharice, such and such and such and such, go watch that movie, look for so and so and so. Then I can look at that movie because you said that to me. But for a motherfucker to make a movie and just put it out there and we go to these movies and drones, just spending money looking at these movies, I don't know what I'm looking at. So I'm not going to look at no movie. I don't want to do that unless a brother or sister said, okay, this is what's happening. Like my sister said, go look at the movie Cell. She told me what to look for. So I could say, okay, just she'll tell me whatever and I'll go look at it. That's what it's about. Don't spoil a movie for me. No, tell me what the fuck is going on so I can know what the hell I'm looking at when I go look at this movie. You just told me what to look for. If you don't tell me, I don't know what the hell I'm doing because my head is not drenched in no movies. Not even a TV show, unless you say it's such and such as this, like the Transformers. I never knew that until somebody said so. I thought I was just looking at the Transformers. Cartoons, we didn't know at the time. The Jetsons, we didn't know at the time. We used to fly physically. We that was internal for us. We flew. They the ones that got to have an airplane and jets and shit to fly because they could not do so. So this shit was made for them. They got to use that physical stuff. We have inner things, inner strength, inner mother, inabilities to do things. And they make it seem like an inability. No, the inability, the inside of you to do things. Because we connected to the solar system. That's why we get along with the sun. That's why the sun don't burn us up. But it says some of us. So we can sit there in the sun. And what does the sun do to the majority of us? It turns us darker. It doesn't blister the majority of us. The sun does not blister our skin. It does not hurt us. Now they say the sun is nice, a simulation, and we but whatever it is, we can go and we can deal with the sun because the sun kisses our skin and it turns us a different color. We get darker. That's why they say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. The darker you are. For that person who said, what does a soul and a spirit has to do with anything? They had said that to me, and I said I will go to the Great Mother and answer that because I didn't want to be all over the place. So I did that, JJ. And you can't live if you don't have a spirit. So everything has a spirit, even a piece of paper. Animals have spirits. Trees have spirits. The ground has spirits. It's spirits all over the place. You can't live. If you don't have a spirit, you can't live. I hope that answers your question. If you didn't have a spirit, JJ, you would not be here. The soul, would you want to know what the soul has anything to do with it because you resonate with mother. I never said that you didn't resonate with mother. You still have a heart now, don't you, JJ? You still got a heart. And I know if you would listen to some of my videos, I mentioned the Gentiles. Yes, I did. I sure enough did. I know about these Gentiles. She sent me to one. Go listen to some stuff before you start making everything about you. That's not right. But she told me how to answer your question. I had to fly off the handle because I went to her to ask her. That's what her daughters did. I didn't take that upon myself and lose my mind. I had to answer your question. And the example is, if we went to the beach, you and we sat at Myrtle Beach, just any old kind of beach, and you didn't have any sunscreen, I wouldn't bring sunscreen with me. I don't need that. I'm not saying you don't have any pigmentation in your skin, but you don't have what I got. We are not made the same. So that has a lot to do with a whole lot of stuff. And the solar system, we're connected to the solar system. That thing about being in the Bible, if anybody in the Bible, and it says you have to cleave to mother's children for a reason. At a certain point, you are not connected to her like that because you're not. And it's a reason for that. You see the things that goes on over here. Those that are opposite of her, she can't live there because they foul. I'm not calling you foul. So it's like, if the shoe fits, then wear it. If that shoe does not fit you, don't put that shoe on, because I'm not speaking and I'm not talking to you. So don't feel that kind of way, because I'm not directing that at you. You said you resonated with me. If you did, you would not feel like that. See, it's always somebody that wants to come and say things to you instead of asking well, you did ask a question. What does a soul and a spirit has to do with anything? I'm answering your question. I had to wait for mother to give me the answer. I wasn't going to run out here and think of stuff to say on my own. I waited for her. I had to wait for her. And I'm telling it to you now. And I just did. The sun is solar. I can sit in that sun. Let's take the number 13. If we was to go to the beach, I'm giving you an example. Go to the beach, like I said, and we sit there for 13 hours, and we just sit there. You bring some music, I bring some music. You bring something to drink, I bring something to drink. And we just sit in that sun. And you don't you dare bring no sunscreen. Just sit there with me, and let's talk. And we'll sit there for 13 hours in the sand. I can't stand the beach. I don't like the beach. But we'll sit there for 13 hours. In the hot sun. We pick a hot-ass day. The sun blazing. Just sit there for 13 hours. In the sun. Don't move. Just sit there and see what happens. And then you tell me the difference. You make that decision, not me. Just do that. That's all. That's all I got to say with that. Ain't nothing else I could say. I just gave an example. But all in all, I was told to say that about these movies, how they do the things that they do to us. Not to mention, don't forget about the grandfather's clause and how they follow the old system. And they do the things that they do to us. And they give us new laws. And we follow what they say. And that messes us up. Because we left from our original state to follow something outside ourselves, while they continue to sit there and pencil themselves into things that has absolutely nothing to do with them. They follow the old laws. They give us new things to follow. You know, Senate Bill 427, House Bill such and such and such. So we're going by their legislative, judicial, and executive orders. That's their shit. That's their branches of government. That has nothing to do with us. No, absolutely nothing. They're voting. We should not be following them. That's why that thing said we were supposed to rebel against them. But they suckered us in, and we just continue to sign contracts and do shit outside of ourselves. When they don't do it, they take us out of our original state all the time, and we run behind them. And that's what we do. When these planes falling out of the air, it has a lot to do with the magnetic pulses and forces, because it's a force you feel. I take in the energy. I know what it feels like. It's pressure. It pushes down on you. And it pushes their asses out of the sky. And the plane drops. Because I know doggone well, I done said plenty of times that these planes need to fall out the freaking air. When mother give me stuff to write, and the thing says, I will get your ass from up in the sea. I will get you in the sea. I'll get your ass from up above. That's what that means. You cannot continue to keep on doing the same shit that you keep doing. Y'all need to stop flying in these planes, whether it be private jets. I don't care what it is. If you ain't need to be on no plane, don't get on no plane. That shit will continue to happen until everybody learn you better not fly up in no plane, because the airlines, their ass is going to get what they deserve to, which is bankrupt. Because I'm speaking that over them, that nobody else will be able to fly in a doggone plane, so they could stop spraying that shit up in the air. And whoever's spraying that shit up in the air, may you be overtaken with that shit that you keep spraying. Let the cabinet inside the plane fill up, and those fumes overtake your ass, and you fall in whatever water that it may fall in. I don't give a damn where you fall at. But in the innocence of the people, fall your ass in some water and drown right there, so that you won't hurt anybody else. And keep your ass out of the sky. The skies are not friendly. I'm going to fly this friendly skies. The skies ain't friendly right about now. Keep your ass grounded. You ain't got no business up there at this time. Stop flying all over the dang place and get somewhere and sit down someplace and cut it out. But it'll be some of you that will continue to get your ass up in the air and continue to fly. So when you get your ass up there, then what you want? Sit your ass down someplace and stop. You ain't got to be up there. Make other arrangements. Get 4 or 5 people and get in an automobile and drive your ass there. That's all you got to do. If you can't get overseas across the water, sit down someplace. Unless you protect it some kind of way. And the only one that's going to protect you, it ain't but one. That's it. And you ain't got no other protection, because that's the power. Oh, that's mother. She has all the power. Hey, she does. She always had it. That's mama's magic. It belongs to her. And that's all I got to say about that one.